Now, answering your questions about the law and legal issues. This is Legal Break with attorney Gary Bruce.
Hello there. We have Gary Bruce in the house as always. Thank you for joining us again today, Gary.
Good to be here.
Legal Break. So we've got some questions. This first one's in the news. What legal recourse does someone have if they are being harassed by a coworker or maybe even a former coworker?
Right. Well, good question.
Yeah.
I think it happens, unfortunately, and you hope that your employer will step in and take care of that situation. I would think the first thing to do would be go to the human resources people or whoever the supervisor is of the problem employee and see if they have some remedy or some way to get that addressed. I don't know that there's really a legal action. If there's some crime committed, assault, threats or something, then certainly I think you can go to the police. I mean, I think that's what the criminal justice system is there for. As far as civil torts, I don't know that there are any. They're interesting. I guess the way we tie it into kind of what I do is workers' comp. You don't usually have a claim against a coworker. You can't sue a coworker for injuring you or causing injury on the job. So that's what workers' comp is there for. So if you are harmed by a coworker,
but you're on the job.
But you're on the job. You do have workers' comp recourse. So you can, if you have medical bills or you lose time from work as a result of it, then there is recourse through workers' comp. So not a very good answer, I guess, but it's kind of one of those things you hope don't come up. But when they do, I know it is difficult.
Yeah, it sure is. So we have a second question. This is a man on the street question. Let's roll that.
Hi, Gary. Can you make a will yourself, or do you need a lawyer?
All right, well, that's a good question, and yes, you can do anything yourself, I guess, but you might not do it right. So the way the law works, we talked about it, I think, last week probably, is we set elements of what's it take to qualify. You know, we establish as a society what we think should be necessary to have fairness. Sometimes you don't have a fair result. So in Kentucky, you can, if you write out in your handwriting and sign it, a piece of paper, that is a valid will, or it used to be when I was in Kentucky. But in Georgia, that won't work. You've got to have witnesses. You have to meet certain criteria in Georgia and Alabama. It's not difficult, but it has to be done right. Is it fair? Is it obviously the intent of the people? Yeah, it was their intent if they wrote it out. But if they don't have the witnesses, then we've decided we're not going to accept that as being enough to be a legal document and binding document. So. Good question, but yes, you can. Just make sure you do it right.
Yeah, very good. Yes, thank you so very much for joining us, Gary, and we'll see you on the very next Legal Break.